You are listening to the daily homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
Many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them about their brother Lazarus, who had died. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she came to meet him, but Mary sat at home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise." Martha said to him, "I know he will rise in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus told her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. And anyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord. I have come to believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, the one who is coming into the world." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Even in the opening prayer, a very well-known virtue of the family in Bethany, just behind the Mount of Olives. Sometimes it's called a Sabbath day walking to Jerusalem. It's very close. We have these three siblings who were and are known as friends of Jesus, true friendship. And we see this in the spontaneous nature of their encounters, and also the fact that Jesus wept over Lazarus' death. Normally, when somebody dies, we hear the news that person died. We don't weep. We should really weep for every human being who dies because it's a great loss. But when people are close to us in close friendship, this affects us emotionally a lot. And that's a very good indicator of the wonderful friendship between these three siblings and Lazarus. I was actually expecting to have the first reading from the normal cycle of readings of the cycle. This is what's being used today in the United States, because of one line that is in this reading from Jeremiah. And we had this wonderful first reading from John's letter, which is also a possibility for this feast day, about how we need to love one another, which is also the core substance of friendship, knowing and recognizing that love is of God. The line that Jeremiah offers us in today's normal reading is, Jeremiah is complaining a lot. Now, there's a style of complaining that happens among friends because you have trust and you can share the things you're enduring and suffering. Many times in less warm circles, people keep that quiet. They don't share all their intimate sufferings and frustrations. So we had that banquet scene with Mary complaining to Jesus or Martha complaining to Jesus, "Look, Mary is sitting down, she's not doing anything. There's so much to get ready for this meal, for this banquet." And then Jesus strong with Martha and said, "Only one thing is necessary, Martha, forget it, don't worry about it." It's a friendship conversation in the kitchen. And it's very clear, they're not hiding anything from each other, and they're speaking frankly, and that's where we grow as friends. And I think it's very providential that where we're reading the reading from Wednesday today, we have Jeremiah who's complaining to God, but it's not the complaining of a friend. It's the complaining of somebody who's very exhausted and becoming bitter. And he says, he actually ends up saying to God that the pain is continuous. "Under the weight of your hand I sat alone, because you filled me with indignation." So he's blaming his anger on God. "Why is my pain continuous, my wound incurable? Yesterday he was speaking about the wound of the people. Now it's his personal wound, refusing to be healed. You have become for me a treacherous brook whose waters do not abide. It's interesting that we have the word abide also so often in the first reading that we did take from the letter of John, to abide in God. So in other words, I can't trust you, God, is what Jeremiah is saying. And God comes back because he really loves Jeremiah, because God is not capable of this kind of bitterness. And God says to him, the line that's very powerful is, if you bring forth the precious without the vile, you shall be my mouthpiece. If you bring forth the precious, not the vile, the ugly, the repugnant, the bitterness, bring forth the precious. And that's what friends do. Friends have a big understanding for the weakness of their friends. And that's what God has towards all of us. He has extraordinary patience with us. And friendship is a place where we grow. Now, if we pour out the negativity all the time, it becomes an oppressive burden for each other. And that's the beauty of communities of faith, where there's plenty of room for understanding, for forgiveness, because God is a fountain of that forgiveness. Imagine the experience of Martha, Mary, and Lazarus receiving Jesus in their home on a regular basis as a guest. So much so that he wasn't like a cold guest, he was a friend. And he stayed with them very often. And it reached a point where when Lazarus died, Jesus wept. But Jesus also allowing this moment to happen to teach them about the resurrection. Martha comes out strong, almost complaining, but very respectful this time. And she said, if you were here, he wouldn't have died. You'd have cured the sick. And yet this moment is becoming a moment of extraordinary revelation about the ultimate friendship of God, of the resurrection. What a powerful gift that's given within this ultimate friendship, our friendship with God, the family's friendship with God, the church community's friendship with God. There's great revelation in these readings today, great joy and consolation for our hearts that can overcome any bitterness we have, that we can be restored in a very serene and complete friendship with God and with each other.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.